Hello, everybody. My name is Jeff Sabo, and welcome to this week's edition of Behind the Cape. It has been a few weeks since the San Diego Comic-Con. However, lots and lots of news coming out of there. First off, let's start off with the Justice League movie. For those of you who have been following it, there have been some reshoots with Joss Whedon filling in for Zack Snyder, as Snyder has been dealing with a family tragedy that occurred earlier this year. There's been a lot of speculation. Did Whedon change the plot? What all did he change? What's really going to happen? My whole thought process is wait and see. Keep in mind, Whedon was the brains behind Buffy the Vampire Slayer, as he took what was a film that only kind of had a cult following but didn't really do well in the theaters in the early 90s, and turned it into one of the most successful TV shows of the mid-90s. So you got to keep that in mind. And also Whedon, with his work with the Avengers movies as well, taking a lot of different storylines and a lot of different characters and putting them all in one movie, which had been done with other film franchises before, but not necessarily with the Marvel Comics characters. So my whole thought process is, let's wait and see what he does. I have a pretty good feeling that the Justice League movie, which comes out in November, is going to be incredible. And speaking of Justice League, check out the new trailers that they released at San Diego's Comic-Con. They really kind of unveil some other plot lines, some other ideas that they're going to have, where you see more of the Flash, you see more of Aquaman, you see more of Wonder Woman, and overall more of the plot. But a lot of people have been speculating what they saw at the end of the trailer, as you saw Jeremy Irons' Alfred speaking to an unknown presence, saying, oh, I knew you would come, and I hope you're not too late. Some people out there are speculating, is it the Green Lantern who's going to make an appearance? Is it Superman? Is it Supergirl? I have a feeling that this time around, with all the hype going into this film, Warner Brothers is going to try and keep some secrets this time around. As you may remember during Batman vs. Superman, it was pretty obvious, number one, you knew Doomsday was going to be in there because he was in the trailer. 2, you knew Wonder Woman was going to make an appearance because she appeared in the trailer. And 3, you definitely knew Lex Luthor was going to be in there. He was in the trailer. This time around, I think Warner Brothers is going to be a little bit more secretive in regards to how they unveil certain surprises within the film. So definitely keep that in mind, as a lot of people were taking time to analyze whether or not it's going to be he's talking to the Green Lantern, Superman, Supergirl. Either way, I still think DC's going to pull the rabbit out of the hat on this one and really come up with a big surprise. And then moving from the big screen to the small screen, Gotham also released a trailer for their Season 4 premiere, which, keep in mind, that doesn't happen for another couple months now. But also keep in mind, Gotham, going into its 4th season, they kind of made mention that Scarecrow, Dr. Jonathan Crane, is going to be a villain in the fall, which it'll be interesting to see where they take that character, as as fans last saw the character, in the Dark Knight trilogy, played by the great Cillian Murphy. Keep in mind, Murphy really kind of played the role very different from the comics. It wasn't like the nerdy, straight up. It really wasn't just like the nerdy, straight up Jonathan Crane. He was very confident, very smart, and really just had his own, and really just, it was really definitely a different approach. Where so far what we've seen in the trailers for Gotham is that there really hasn't been much, is that you see him in full costume, throwing off the poison, but we don't really get much of an idea what the characterization will be like. Now, keep in mind, Gotham has done a pretty good job reinventing and revamping certain characters, like, for example, the Mad Hatter. Last season, they took the Mad Hatter from being a very short, wimpy villain to obviously one of the best characters that I believe they've introduced on the show. So keep that in mind also. And then taking a look at what's been going on the silver screen throughout the summer, Wonder Woman is the second highest grossing film of the year. Yes, as I am sitting here talking about this, Wonder Woman is the second highest grossing film of the year. The only other film that's beat it out so far has been Beauty and the Beast, the live action version, not the original cartoon version from the early 90s. So that is definitely a great heads up and definitely a great victory for DC, for the DC Extended Universe, as a lot of people weren't happy with Suicide Squad, a lot of people weren't happy with Batman vs. Superman. However, Wonder Woman, not going to go out and say it was a surprise hit, but a lot of people have been very happy, very pleased with how that film turned out, and as a result, it is doing an incredible job at the box office. Okay, I've spent a lot of time sitting here talking about DC, so going to the Marvel side is that Marvel is pretty quiet at San Diego Comic-Con, with the exception of promoting the Black Panther movie, which that is going to be due out pretty soon. And then also keep in mind, they also did release a new Thor trailer for that film that's going to be coming out in November as well, where you see a lot more of Bruce Banner in that particular trailer. And then keep in mind, a lot of what you're probably going to be seeing in that film is going to lead up to Avengers Infinity War, which they're already shooting that movie. They're already, prepping for that one. That should be an incredible film coming out in 2018. And then also keep in mind, 2018, they are supposed to release another X-Men movie, which kind of based off of the X-Men First Class series. And then also Deadpool 2 is coming out. Josh Brolin is going to be Cable. If you have a chance, check out what he looks like in costume. I believe IMDb released it, but you could probably also check it out on Facebook and Twitter. It is looking to be incredible. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this week's edition of Behind the Cape. I'm Jeff Sabo. Thanks for watching, and keep on reading.